In this installment, we're going to be going over the NFL bets for Week 3 early slate. Let's get into it. Hey, yo! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our NFL bet slate early. All right, early edition. These are the 1 o'clock games we're going to be going on to. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 8.42 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we are well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right. So, guys, we have switched over to NFL. I know people are still commenting and asking me about the MLB. MLB picks will only be in the Patreon if you still want MLB bets. All right, MLB videos will not be surfacing on the channel here until next season. We are all in on NFL season and NFL bets, and we're trying to get over and adjust here. All the algorithm is switching over from MLB to NFL. We need to get these numbers up. All right, get these numbers up to where it was with MLB. All right, so tell a friend of a friend. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, it's super important so I can keep bringing you this free content. All right, if you want to sign up for the Patreon, yes, for Thursday night and Monday night, little of a blunder, we're back on it this weekend. We destroyed it during week 2. If you don't remember, go back to the video before. All right, week 2 we smashed the books, over $600 in profit. Smashed the books. We killed it. All right. Get ready for week 3 right now. You hop into the Patreon right now, and we're going to do it yet again. Sign up. That link is provided down below in the description if you want to sign up for the Patreon. You're getting daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that's going off 24/7. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First game up during the 1 o'clock slate, we have the Cleveland Browns here going to be against the New York Giants. NFC versus AFC matchup in Cleveland here at Huntington Bank Field. Looking at the current odds, we have the Browns minus 300 on the money line with the comeback of the Giants at a plus 240. Point spread at 6.5. Over under at 38.5. For the public bet percentage here, 91% of the bets, 83% of the money, all over the Cleveland Browns. For the point spread, 56% of the bets coming in on Cleveland, but 59% of the money sharps are on the point spread of the Giants at that plus 6.5. Total points here, 64% of the bets towards the over, but 66% of the money towards the under 38. All right, for the injury report, Brian Burns did pop up on the Friday injury report. He was limited, and now he's considered questionable for this game. So definitely watch out for that one. It's going to be a key factor if they're going to be without one of their pass rushers here going up against the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson. You definitely want to have Deshaun Watson uneasy and available to make mistakes. All right. Nick McLeod will be out, one of their cornerbacks. Darius Masao is questionable as well. So Giants have some key linebackers here that you need to wait on news here on Sunday morning to find out if they're going to be in or out. The Browns are getting a little bit healthier at the tackle position. We need to wait on news about Jack Conklin and Jedrick Wills. I believe Jedrick Wills played last week. Conklin did not. And now we're getting a situation where he can have both his tackles back here. And that's going to be definitely bode well for the Cleveland Browns here. Now, looking for value in this play here, because trusting the Browns on the point spread at 6.5 is kind of asinine. I understand the defense alone could do it, and we know how bad Daniel Jones is, but Deshaun Watson isn't any good. He's just about the same as Daniel Jones. They have played the same level here so far this year, and very few bright spots. Actually, Deshaun Watson has played worse to me. Looking uninspired, struggled in that game mightily against the Cowboys, squeaked away a win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Giants lost, got blown out by the Minnesota Vikings, who look good right now. And then against the Commanders in division matchup, they lost that game because they didn't have a kicker, it blows my mind where they didn't have a backup kicker ready. They lose their kicker. Now they re-signed a new one. They got Greg Joseph right now as kicker for the Giants. And hopefully they fix that situation, all right? So for this game here, I think it's just too many points. I cannot trust Deshaun Watson in this spot here to cover 6.5 points. I'm going to take the 6.5 here on the New York Giants. I think that's the value in this spot. And a Browns team here is not the one I'm going to be laying minus 300. So I would fully avoid the money line. I would either take the money line on the Giants or just be safe. If you want to take the points for the New York Giants in this spot here. I think the defense slightly towards the Cleveland Browns as a benefit here. Offensive here. I believe the best offensive player on the field is Malik Neighbors, hands down, across the board. So that I would lean towards the Giants in that one, force feeding him the ball, create him, get him in some situations where he can create. And that's why I like the Giants on the plus 6.5. If I had to go for a total, we're definitely going towards the under 38.5. In Nissan Stadium here, we have the Tennessee Titans 0-2 going up against the Green Bay Packers 1-1 here. For the current odds, we have the Titans home favorites minus 145 with the comeback of the Packers at a plus 120. Point spread set at 2.5. Total points set at 38. All right, for the public bet percentage here, 59% of the bets, 92% of the money. Oh my God, 92% of the money all over the Green Bay Packers as underdogs at plus 120. For the point spread, we have 73% of the bets, 81% of the money on the Green Bay Packers here. So we have public and sharps all over. This is a spot you would like to avoid there if you're on the Green Bay side. These are very alarming numbers when you got sharps and the public on one side, and the line is still holding at the Tennessee Titans as favorite. All right, and it's not moving. All right, so total point 78% of the bets, 69% of the money towards the over 38. For the injuries, all right, Jordan Morgan, offensive tackle, will be out. Carrington Valentine, cornerback, is going to be out. We are questionable on Jordan Love right now. I think it's too early for him to come back. He did go through this entire week at full practice. As you can see, let's go right here. Limited, all right? So all week was limited, all right? So it's 1 week after, all right? He missed last week. They wanted to see if he can do a limited practice. He did it all week long, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's still going to be up to them if he's going to play in this game. I doubt they make him play. I doubt highly that they make him play. They probably give Malik Willis the opportunity to start one more time so they can have Jordan Love have a full slate of full practices all week long. They do not want to rush him back with this knee injury. And you give Malik Willis the opportunity to face his old team. So a revenge narrative for Malik Willis, all right, if you would say. All right, we'll get to that in a second. Tennessee Titans here, we're dealing with Colton Dowell, backup wide receiver, fourth string wide receiver here is out, and Tajay Spears is currently questionable. Clean slate for the Tennessee Titans here. Now, for the Titans 0-2, this is a team here that should be 2-0. They had 2 leads comfortably here in the previous 2 games against the Chicago Bears and against the New York Jets. That was literally given away by Will Levis. Now, Will Levis has some good upside here, but he just makes some mental breakdowns, one mental breakdown a game, where it just messes things up. I don't think that happens yet again. This will be the 3rd time in a row. I don't think that they go down 0-3, especially back-to-back games, losses at home in Tennessee. All right. when we're talking about Malik Willis, if he is the starter here for the Green Bay Packers, if you want to say revenge narrative, you can. But I think the Tennessee Titans will be salivating if Malik Willis is the starter in there, because we know how bad Malik Willis is, and the Titans know how bad Malik Willis is. They would be in a very good situation to be going up against their former cornerback that they know his tendencies to a T. All right. So that would be a plus. I hope Malik Willis plays this game. Even if Jordan Love does, I'm still going to be on the side of the Tennessee Titans because they're going to be getting that run game going here against the Green Bay Packers that struggle mightily to stop the run. If we're looking at fantasy points allowed to running backs, they're 28th ranked, 31st in the red zone. They're giving up 107 yards a game, 5.5 yards a carry as well. Tony Pollard looks like in prime condition like he was 2 years ago with the Dallas Cowboys, and I think they get that run game going. The Titans' run defense is stout, and if you're able to stop Josh Jacobs here, that's going to bode well for the Tennessee Titans because their pass D is elite this season, especially with Snead as your number one corner. So they made some good adjustments to that defense. They got a number one corner in this team. If they're stopping Josh Jacobs, then the Packers are in a world of hurt. I'm going to be fading the public here. Give me the Titans on the money line, Titans on the point spread of -2.5, and give me the over on the 38. In Lucas Oil Stadium here, Indianapolis Colts 0-2 going up against the Chicago Bears 1-1. For the current odds in this one here, we have another AFC versus NFC battle. Colts home favorites, barely, very slightly home favorites, -115 on the money line with the comeback of the Bears at a -105. Point spread set at 1. All right, total points 43.5 for this game here. Public bet percentage, 56% of the bets on the side of the Colts, 57% of the money on the side of the Bears. For the point spread, 58% of the bets towards Chicago and 59% of the money towards Chicago. For the total points, 51% of the bets towards the over 43.5. But we have the money percentage of money, 65% of the money going towards the under 43.5 total points in this game. Looking at the injury report here for the Colts and the Bears. For the Colts, everything seems to be fine. Latu, their rookie DN, is questionable right now. And then we had Michael Pittman pop up on the injury report Friday as a DNP. So he's going to be questionable. We're going to wait on news for him on Sunday. Josh Downs is most likely might be able to play in this game here. He did have full practice Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's going to be a bright spot, especially if there's going to be no Michael Pittman. Bears are dealing with some issues here offensively. Keenan Allen out. Kyrie Blossomgame backup running back out. Nate Davis is questionable. Zach Pickens, D tackle, out. And Travis Homer, their third string running back, is out as well. All right. Now, when we're looking at this matchup here, I get it. You think about the Bears defense. It's daunting. It's scary. Yes, you would say that against a team that's going to pass the football. All right. Bears can be a little bit susceptible to the run. All right. Tennessee, the Titans had a good amount of success against the Bears in week 1. Tony Pollard, 16 rushes, 82 yards, 5.1 yards per carry. And a 1 TD. Will Levis was very dynamic. 4 carries, 36 yards. And they had that game with a comfortable lead there for the Tennessee Titans. And Will Levis gave it away with 2 interceptions, allowing the Bears to claw back into the game and take that win in the fourth quarter. All right, this is going to be a bad spot for the Bears defense because Shane Steichen and the Colts, they got that 1-2 punch that is very daunting. Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson is going to bring the two-headed run game all over the Bears, and that's not going to bode well for them. All right, not at all. If I'm going up against a team that's going to pass the ball, yes, I love this pass rush, and I love the secondary of the Chicago Bears. But this is the total opposite here, and it's just too physical for the Bears in this spot. So I'm going to be all over the home team here. I'm going to go with the Colts getting their first win. It's going to be a clean sweep. Give me the Colts on the money line. Give me the Colts, obviously point spread -1, and give me the under on the 43.5. All right, the main concern, you guys need to know this. All right, the main concern with the Chicago Bears is not Caleb Williams. The main concern with the Chicago Bears is Shane Waldron. He is the absolute worst offensive coordinator in the NFL. He absolutely destroyed the Seattle Seahawks last year with JSN, making him do all screen plays, all short routes, and not utilizing his 3 wide receivers because he runs 12 personnel. He runs 2 tight end sets, but you have 3 wide receivers. He did it in Seattle. They had 3 wide receivers, JSN, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett. He's going to bring that same offense over to the Chicago Bears. I don't know why they hired him. You got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze, but you want to run 2 tight end sets. I don't get it. Plus, your play calling is bad, and you trust DeAndre Swift to run the ball, who's literally the most inefficient running back in the league. Time and time again, he gets opportunities, and time again, he plays for like 3 or 4 weeks and then gets benched. All right? So, we're going to be on the side of the Colts here. Give me them on the money line in the under of 43.5. In U.S. Bank Stadium here, we have the Minnesota Vikings 2-0 going up against the Houston Texans 2-0 here. Another AFC versus NFC battle. Looking at the current odds for this one, Texans are road favorites here, minus 125 on the money line, with the comeback of the Vikings at a plus 105. Point spread set at 1.5. Total points set at 46. For the public bet percentage here, 61% of the bets on the side of Texans, but 64% of the money on the Vikings here. Sharps on the side of the home team. Point spread, 58% of the bets for Houston, but 52% of the money towards Minnesota. All right, total points, 59% of the bets towards the over, and 63% of the money towards the over 46 between these two teams. For the injury report for the Texans and the Minnesota Vikings here, Texans will be without Joe Mixon, their starting running back, and backup running back Dameon Pierce will be out as well. So they'll be leaning on Cam Akers coming back, getting another opportunity here after his Achilles injury about a couple years ago. He's getting another opportunity here. Jarrett Patterson here, center for the Texans, is currently questionable. Juice Scruggs is questionable, their other center. And they have MJ Stewart questionable as well. For the Vikings, they're dealing with a little bit more injuries here. Jordan Addison out. Dallas Turner, their rookie here, is out as well. Even Pace Jr. out. So they're seeing some major injuries here. Justin Jefferson's going to be fine for this game. It's going to be Justin Jefferson and Jalen Naylor as the wide receivers for the Minnesota Vikings here for Sam Darnold. All right, so in this spot here, Houston Texans are just on another level, I think so. Vikings played very well in the first 2 games. Obviously against the Giants, that was an easier matchup. And then they faced the San Francisco 49ers, which was a good game there. 49ers were dealing with some injuries in that game. And also, the Vikings have the 49ers number in Minnesota. They haven't lost to the 49ers in over 32 years when they're in Minnesota. So that was a game that's just built in over decades. All right, decades that the Vikings have dominated the 49ers at home. All right, so now they get their true test. All right, they're going up against CJ Stroud in a trio of wide receivers and a motivated Cam Akers to take over the spot here. I think this does not bode well. I think there's tons of value on this Texans team here in this line. And this is a game where you can go towards the alt line and jump it up. All right, definitely get creative. You can jump this up to minus 10. All right, even higher if you want to. I think this is a blowout here for the Houston Texans here in Minnesota against Sam Darnold. Give me a full sweep on the Texans on the money line, minus 1.5, and give me the over on 46 total points. Next up in New Orleans here at Caesars Superdome, we have the Saints 2-0 going up against the Philadelphia Eagles 1-1. All right, NFC East versus NFC South battle. Looking at the current odds for this one, Saints at home minus 150 on the money line, with the comeback of the Eagles at a plus 125. Point spread set at 3. Total points set at 49.5. Public bet percentage here, 60% of the bets, 65% of the money on the side of the Saints. For the point spread, we have 51% of the bets towards the Saints, but 58% of the money towards the plus 3 on the Eagles. All right, sharps on the side of the points for the Eagles. For the total points, 54% of the bets, 72% of the money towards the over 49.5. For the injury report between these two teams here, Saints have a lot of guys on the injury report, but one guy that's going to be out, Kalen Saunders, D-tackle, is out already. We're waiting on some news on a couple of guys. DeMarco Jackson, questionable. He was limited. Taysom Hill was limited. He's most likely going to play. Landon Young, tackle. All right, had 3 DNPs. He's trending towards not playing. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Will Harris, questionable, and A.T. Perry, questionable. All right, Eagles injuries are very concerning here on the offensive side because it's A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is a key main factor here for Jalen Hurts, and he's going to be down to one weapon here between Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert. But your Dallas Goedert is not really a guy that's going to win one-on-one coverage. He's a guy that they use in dink and dunk situations. Give him a couple tight end screens. That's how they use Dallas Goedert. All right. CJ Gardner-Johnson is trending towards being out. He had 2 DNPs on Thursday and Friday, so we're going to wait on news for him on Sunday morning if he's going to play this game here. Now, Saints are one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Can they keep that up? That's the main question. The key to the Saints is Clint Kubiak, their offensive coordinator, who installed life into this offense. Dennis Allen better thank his lucky stars that Clint Kubiak is the offensive coordinator, because he's literally saving his job right now. All right, what he's done and refreshed this Saints offense has really become dynamic since Sean Payton has left. And this team is clicking on all cylinders, all right? To Derek Carr, to Taysom Hill, to Alvin Kamara. They didn't even get to use Chris Olave yet, all right? So the Saints are very, very dangerous here at home. And then you have the Eagles, who are a very up and down team, but you're already seeing tendencies from their mistakes of last season. That breakdown, what happened in their home opener against the Atlanta Falcons, is super concerning, all right? This is what we saw at the end of the last season, why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Eagles in the playoff game, is because lackluster performance, subpar play from Jalen Hurts. I wasn't able to pass the ball. And now you got A.J. Brown gone, a reliable wide receiver who gets open very easily here. He's going to have to rely upon one weapon here, and that's going to be Marcus Lattimore on Devonta Smith. So that could be a problem there as well. And he's going to be down to Jahan Dotson, Covey, and Dallas Goedert. So this could really result into huge problems here for the Eagles, and they're really going to have to rely on that run game. But the Saints defense, their run D is top in the league, okay? They have mitigated the run against opposing running backs here. If we're looking at it, Saints number 1 in the league, 3rd in the red zone, only allowing 50 yards rushing and 3.1 yards per carry. Could that be because it was 2 blowouts? Yes, it could be. But this defense, this front 7 is solid, and their pass D is good as well. All right. The key component for the Saints is they're going to run it down your throat. We saw what the Eagles were susceptible against the Atlanta Falcons. They crumbled in that last series, allowing Kirk Cousins to walk down the field easily and score that game-winning touchdown there. So causing concern there. Philadelphia, if we're going to what they allow to running backs, it might say 15th overall, but look at the numbers. They're allowing 130 yards rushing and 6.5 yards a carry. All right, and this is the same team that not only runs it with Alvin Kamara, they're going to run it with Taysom Hill. They're going to run it with Jamal Williams. They're going to run it with Rashid Shaheed. This is a very creative offense here, and they're going to be cutthroat and be relentless with the run game. All right, so I'm going to be on the side of the Saints here. I cannot roll with the Eagles of what I saw in that last game, and they're coming into a whirlwind here in New Orleans without their best player in A.J. Brown. Okay, yes, Saquon Barkley has been phenomenal this year, but as you saw, he crumbled in key moments against the Atlanta Falcons, gave that game away. You hope for a better performance, but things are going to be stacked against him against the Saints defense. So give me the Saints on the money line. We won't take the point spread. Just give me Saints on the money line and give me the over of 49.5 total points in this game. In Accu-Shore Stadium here, Pittsburgh Steelers 2-0 going up against the LA Chargers 2-0 here for this matchup. AFC West versus AFC North. Looking at the current odds, Steelers -150 on the money line with the comeback of the Chargers at a +125. Point spread set at 2.5. Total points set at 34.5. For the public bet percentage here, we have 62% of the bets towards the Pittsburgh Steelers, but we have 65% of the money coming in, sharps coming in on the Chargers on the money line here at that +125. Point spread, 66% of the bets, 75% of the money towards the Chargers here. So public and sharps all over the Chargers as underdogs in Pittsburgh. All right, 78% of the bets, 64% of the money towards the over 34.5. This is a very low total in this one here. Chargers dealing with some injuries, some major injuries dealing with here with the Chargers. Junior Colson will be out, their starting linebacker, but Dupree questionable. He was able to get a limited practice in on Friday. Justin Herbert is trending towards being out, all right? So during the preseason, he had a plantar fascia, a foot injury, came back. He was fine, able to obviously win the first 2 games. And then the last game, he got a high ankle sprain, and it's a big problem now where he didn't practice Wednesday, came back limited Thursday, but was not able to go at all on Friday. And now you're looking at a situation where the Chargers here are going to be looking at either Easton Stick or Taylor Heineke as their backup quarterback here, going up against an elite defense in the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. All right. So that's a big issue there. Other DNPs, Josh Palmer is going to be highly questionable, more towards out, 3 DNPs in a row. And Jasir Taylor is questionable on Sunday as well. For the Steelers, no Russell Wilson. They will be starting Justin Herbert. They will be starting Justin Fields at quarterback. Guard Isaiah Sumaulau will be out, and Michael Pruitt, backup tight end, will be out as well. The jux of this defense is intact here, and offense as well. All right, so looking at this matchup, if we're looking at a spot where Justin Herbert's going to be out, obviously we are full fading the public here, who is all over the Chargers. All right, obviously you want to wait on news if Justin Herbert is going to be able to go in this spot here with a high ankle sprain. But if he even does, he's going to be limited, and they're really going to be one-sided and one-dimensional, relying on that run game. This team is already one-dimensional, relying on that run game, which has been successful. All right, this offensive line is stout, and J.K. Dobbins has emerged as the number 1 running back. But this spot here for the Steelers, I'm going to have to lean to the home team here. As of right now, if we get further news, we're most likely still going to be sticking with the Steelers, but I think they're in a better spot here at home against a hampered Chargers team, especially if Justin Herbert is out. We're going to be all over the Steelers here on the money line, covering the -2.5. And for the over-under, I will lean towards the over 34.5. I think this is a very, very low total. All right, so I would slightly lean towards the over 34.5. Last but not least, for the early slate, we have a good one here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2-0 going against the Denver Broncos 0-2. All right, Raymond James Stadium, Buccaneers are at home. This team is 2-0 and red hot for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Very similarly here to the New Orleans Saints in the same division. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have started off very well at 2-0. Now, looking at the current odds for this one here, we're going to be going to the odds. Buccaneers are huge favorites, -300 on the money line with the comeback of the with the comeback of the Broncos at a +240. Point spread set at 6.5. Total points set at 40.5. All right. For the public bet percentage here, 95% of the bets and 89% of the money on the Buccaneers. For the point spread, 81% of the bets and money towards the Buccaneers to cover that 6.5. And for the total points, 67% of the bets towards the over, and 54% of the money towards the over 40.5. All right. So very intriguing game here. And I'm going to say this right now. No one's talking about this at all. Everyone is just seeing this game. We see Buccaneers against the Denver Broncos. We see Bo Nix. He sucks. And blase. But look at this injury report. And I'm telling you this right now. Buccaneers are in trouble. All right. Looking at the injury report, William Golston, questionable. Starting right tackle, Luke Goki, out. All right. Defense. This is the key component here. Kalaja Kancey, D tackle, out. Vita Vea, D tackle, out. They have lost their starting two interior D tackles. Their D linemen are gone. The interior is gone. They're going to be down to their backups here on that D line with Vita Vea out and Kalaja Kancey out. And Antoine Winfield, their leader in the secondary, is out as well. This team is seeing an alarming amount of outs here. It didn't matter in that Detroit Lions game. Shocking. All right. But the key component, we'll get to that very soon. All right. Denver Broncos, Baron Browning, linebacker, he's going to be out. JL Skinner is going to be out for the Denver Broncos. Everyone else is pretty fine for them. Now, going back to this game here, the benefit with Sean Payton and what's going to help Bo Nix is getting that run game going. If we're looking at their lineup here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as you can see, nose tackle and right DN are gone. Now you see that red right there? They're going to be down to their backups in Greg Gaines and Ben Steele. They're losing their free safety, Antoine Winfield. And what we're looking at with Sean Payton is he dominates with the run game, okay? He uses a multiple of running backs, just like he did in New Orleans Saints. He's brought that over to the Denver Broncos. So he's going to be using Javonte Williams, and he's going to be using Jaleel McLaughlin, all right? Looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they are one of the league's worst against running backs. And now you have two of your starting D tackles out, all right? DN and D tackle out. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27th overall, 26th in the red zone. They're allowing 84 yards rushing and 4.4 yards a carry and a TD. You might say, hey, that's not too bad. All right, that's okay. That's decent. All right. The concerning part is receiving. They're the absolute worst team to receiving running backs. And Sean Payton loves to throw to his running backs. They have slow linebackers for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Jaleel McLaughlin is going to catch balls and get TDs here against this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. This is a very bad matchup, and this is where the Denver Broncos can exploit the Buccaneers and have the possibility for an upset. They're allowing 10 targets, 10 catches, and almost 90 yards receiving to the running back. All right. And that's the bread and butter of any Sean Payton offense. So we're going to be all over the Broncos plus 6.5. Slam that right now. Give me the Broncos and the points. The Broncos are going to be able to keep pace with the Buccaneers because of what they can do in that run game. All right. With the 1-2 punch of Javonte Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin. Bo Nix has no trouble checking down that ball to those two guys, and the Broncos defense is pretty solid. All right. So we're going to be going fading the public here, going with the Broncos on the point spread of plus 6.5, and give me the over under. I'm going to slightly lean towards the under 40.5 in this game. All right. But the value is on the Broncos. They are alive for an upset here in this position against the Buccaneers. You might say it's a shocker, but I'm seeing a clear, glaring issue with the Buccaneers in this injury report. All right. So let me know in that comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are going to be your plays for the 1 o'clock slate in NFL? Let me know in that comment section down below. Guys, if you want to sign up for the Patreon, that link is provided down below in the description. You get daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes out 24/7. This is your boy Chef D, and I'll be back very soon. All right. Peace out.